Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, we're going to talk now about multiplying monomials, right? So here's the next thing that you're going to write down. Oh, that's not right because that won't show up. Sorry. Okay, let's go. There we go. We are going to multiply monomials. Now, I am going to show you two ways to do all of these properties. The long way always will work. Always. But I will also show you a shortcut way. That was where I went wrong this morning, is that a lot of people didn't understand the shortcut way. So let's talk about doing this the long way. So here's our first example. We're multiplying monomials. So I've got 3x squared y to the 5th times 2x to the 3rd y to the 3rd. Okay, we're going to multiply these guys. So here's what I am going to do for you. I'm going to show you the long way and then the short way. And you get to decide which way you want to do it. And you can go back and forth. Like if you're taking a test and your brain is like, oh, I lost it, you can always go back to this. So watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to take this guy and I'm writing him out. What this is called is the expanded way. So I'm going to go x, y, 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 y. Is everybody cool with that? That didn't lose anybody. It's like I just wrote it out. And then I'm going to times it by 2 x, y, y, y. So if I wanted to multiply this together and I wanted to do it the long way, it's pretty easy to do. I have 2 times 3, which is 6, and I could count up all of my x's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, x to the 5th. And then I could add up all of my y's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Y to the 8th. That method is called the expanded way, right? And you can always do that. If you're ever in doubt, you can always do it. But here is the shortcut way. The shortcut rule is this. Let me go ahead and erase this really quick. Let's get a bigger eraser so I can do that. Get rid of all that. The shortcut way says this. Multiply the big numbers, add the little of matching letters. Okay, so the shortcut way says this. We start by looking at the big numbers. I mean the coefficients. That's what I mean by the big numbers. We look at the coefficients and we just multiply those. Super easy. 2 times 3 is 6. And now we're just going to add the little numbers, that's exponents, of the matching guys. Like I'm not going to add 2 and 5 and 3 and 3. That doesn't make any sense. What I am going to do is I'm going to look at the x's and I'm going to say, oh, I have 2 of them there. I have 3 of them over there. I have 5 of them. And for the y's, I have 5 of them here and 3 of them over here. So my y's have a total of 8. If you're in doubt, expand it. Put them out. Count them. Sometimes you'll come to me and Mrs. T, why isn't this working? And I'll grab a whiteboard pen and I'll write it out and you'll be like, oh, there it all is, right? But the quick way to do it is you multiply the big numbers and you add the little numbers. Oh, cool with that. You guys ready to try one? So I want you to write this one down. Let me go ahead and erase all this for you to try. So here we go. There you go. Give that bad boy a try. If you want to write it all out, you are welcome to. And if you're ever stumped, it's a good way. Now, I will give you a hint. I like everyone to show their hidden exponents. You all have an exponent floating right over your head. It's a little 1. You all can't see it. I can because I'm weird like that. But this little guy over here, he's got a 1 right there, right? So don't forget about it. Everyone's got a little hidden exponent that's flying above their heads, even you. When you have an answer you like, will you see if your neighbor believes you? You say you're full of crap. Yeah. So, no, good question. It's just with him. Just with him. Okay, here we go. Here's what I'm going to get. It looks to me like I'm going to start with my coefficients, my big numbers. -3 times 2 times 10 looks like it's -60. And now I'm going to get all of my x's. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Because I've got that other one. And my y's, he's got no y's. That's okay. And then y to the 7. It is tempting to multiply those guys. Man, it's so tempting to go 2 and 5, 10. But you multiply the big numbers, you add the little, right? It's just a wicked temptation. Okay, let's see if Mrs. Tarantino can do this next one in her head because I'm making this up as I go. Try this problem. It's a good one if I can make this work. Oh, there I go. There I go. We're combining the two things we just did, right? So what you need to do is first do your multiplying of the first two guys. For those people at home who can't see what I just did there, do these two guys, then do these two guys. And if they have the same last name, maybe they will, maybe they won't. We'll see if I messed up or not. Then put them together if you can. This is where the properties get messy, and this is where sometimes teachers have a hard time, is that we teach them all separate, but the trick is putting them together. So you all know California mask mandates drop in grocery stores and in gyms and stuff like that tomorrow, but not in schools. Schools are done by the California Department of Health, so we're under different rules. So don't be thinking tomorrow like, like you're ripping off your clothes tomorrow. You guys come naked, but you got to wear a mask around your face. That would be a good way to come to school. Like really, you could like put a mask here. You could. That would be a great outfit. Do a whole mask outfit. It would work. Like somebody was thinking about that. A dress code. Yeah, that's right. It's like no bathing suits. Yeah. Okay, how did I do? Did this actually work? I'd be so happy if it did. So this is what I got. I got 6 x to the 3rd, y to the 5th, plus 32 x to the 3rd, y to the 5th. Oh, yay. They have the exact same last name. So watch, it's weird. Here I'm doing one thing. Here my brain has to stop and do something completely different. Now it's like they drop down a level. Now these guys get added, which is 38, and the little guys don't do anything, right? Someone asked me in my other class a really great question, and they said, What if this had been x to the 4th? What would be the answer then? And I am going to put that question to you guys. What is the answer to that problem if that had been x to the 4th? Can anyone tell me? Yeah, I can't do anything, right? It's done. Then they don't have the same last name. And if they don't have the same last name, they can, be polite to each other, but they cannot combine. They're not like terms anymore, okay? So even if it's just the tiniest bit different, they won't do it, okay? Now the next one, here we go. We're ready to do our next property. Our next property is raising a monomial to a power. Again, two ways to do this. I'm going to show you the long way. And for many of you, when you get to our test or quiz, you may panic. And this, I will say to you, write it out. And if you write it out, it becomes super clear. So let's take a look at this guy. When we're saying x to the 3rd raised to the 2nd power, right? So here's what happens. People are like, is it 6? Is it 9? Is it 5? So here's what I want you to think about it. If we did it like this, x to the 3rd written twice, that's becoming a whole lot clearer to me. And if I even went one more step and said, well, that's x, 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 and x, 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 it becomes super clear. It's x to the 6th. Does that make sense? So here's the deal. When we raise a power to a power, the easiest way is to write it 2 times or 3 times. That's the easiest way to always get it right. But the shortcut is if we want to raise a power to a power, we multiply them, right? We multiply them. So now we're going to step up our game a little bit because they rarely are this nice. They often are a little bit uglier. So let's take a look at this guy right here. Let me pick I want to pick a nicer number. Ooh, I like this one. Okay. Now, this one is tricky. This is a tricky problem. And a lot of people, if you want to kind of give it a try, you can. But lots of people get this one wrong. So I'm going to do it the long way first, the expanded version. Then I'm going to show you the shortcut way, but there's a trick on the shortcut way. So here's the long cut way. 2x to the 3rd, y to the 4th. 2x to the 3rd, y to the 4th. And I have a lot of my friends who feel like, Mrs. T, can I just do it this way? Because I always get it right. And my answer is yes. Okay. So here's what we're doing. We're going to multiply the little numbers. The big numbers, 2 times 2 times 2. And I get not 6, 8. Thank you so much. And then I'm going to add up my x's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Add up my y's. 4, 8, and 12. That is an awesome way to do it. I like that way. On a test or quiz, I'm not going to give you like 81. I'm not doing that. That way always works. Now let me show you if you thought, but Mrs. T, I'm Cole and I like shortcuts and I only want to do the shortcut. And Cole is totally fine to do the shortcut as long as he remembers one thing, is that what we're going to be doing is sending this 3 to every, ooh, come back here, bud. We're going to be sending that 3 to everyone, but here's what you have to remember. The 2 has a hidden exponent, right? So if I am going to send this guy out to everyone, I need to make sure he goes to this guy, and this guy, and this guy. Don't make him 6. Don't make him nothing. He would be 2 to the 3rd, x to the 9, y to the 12, and I could remake that as 8, x to the 9, y to the 12. How are we on that? Is that okay? Does everyone feel like you got that? Okay, you ready to try one on your own, and then I'll give you a scary one? Okay, let's see what you can do on this one. Try this one for me, please. Ooh, I'm going to go hard. Z, that's supposed to be a Z. I try never to use Z's because they look like my T's. But I was just wrong. It's great. Shut up. You look like you're busy. Okay, share it with a neighbor. See if they agree with you. Be careful on this one. Here's a hint. Maybe write it twice. If that's a little, if this is going to look a little bumpy for you. Here's what we got going on here. How did you do? Did you get that? Yeah? Yeah. Are we okay? Yeah? Okay, I'm waking Danny up because I got one last example and then I'm going to let you work on this. Okay, here comes your last example. Let's see if I can do this in my head. Oh, I'm shaking it off. I'm getting ready. I think I got this. Here you go for my friends at home. Okay, I think that works. That is everything. That is literally everything we've done today. That is raising a power to a power. That is multiplying some monomials. And then maybe, if I didn't mess up, adding and subtracting. I am not promising you that I didn't mess up. And if I did, then you're going to know what to do. Thank you so much. You did it so fast. Amanda's doing this problem. Aiden, do this problem.
I was, yes.
You were testing. Nice. You get an answer you like, share it with someone near you. See if they think you're crazy. See if they think you're super smart. Could go either way. So here we go. Here's what I did. I'm going to start right here. I'm going to multiply the big numbers. I'm going to add the little, but don't forget that hidden one there, man. That is so tempting. Okay, that looks pretty good. On this one, I'm either going to write it out or I'm going to distribute, but I'm going to remember, again, I got the hidden one happening there. So I've got 4 to the 3rd. Oops, that doesn't look right. X to the 6th. Y to the 6th. Wait a second. 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. Look, they have the same last name. Look, I'm a genius. 70, x6, y6. That is how you do those. Tomorrow we will do negatives and dividing and zero. We'll wait till then. Here you go. Goodbye, my sick friends. And